Hello, unlimited friends. It's Zara back again with another question about the application of law of attraction in practical ways to our lives. The question today comes from Ronen, and it is about an extremely tantalizing subject. The subject is gambling. Let me read out the question to you. So, Ronen says, I wanted to ask you today about a controversial subject, gambling. Some say it smells like desperation, making it very low vibe. Some swear that with high vibes, it is possible to get 70% accurate using the help of the universe. Can you make a video about this very interesting subject and clear the fog for your grateful students, please? Ronan, first of all, it is I who is grateful because you give me the opportunity to plug into source to bring you the responses that you need. So before I get into the response, and I have to say the answer to this question can go in many different directions. It is not a simple question, but I am going to do my best to provide you with as much clarity as I can. And before I do that, I want to introduce myself to those of you who are new at my channel. Hi, my name is ZMAHOON. I write the blog ZMAHOON.com. I have been teaching law of attraction and meditation since 2011. And since then, I have written 15 books on various aspects of law of attraction. On this YouTube channel, it is my intention to bring you answers that will make it easy and simple for you to understand and apply the law of attraction to your life. You can think of me as a conduit that conveys the answers to you because I do not come up with the answers. I just plug into source in order to deliver the answers. Some would call it channeling. I just call it natural, my true nature. So let's get into answering the question about gambling. So here's what I want to clarify, Ronen, for you as well as for everyone else. Law of attraction is consistent and operates the same way under all circumstances across all subjects and all people. It is exact and works the same way. So when you go to the casino or you buy a lottery ticket, what is the desire that you have? The desire that you have is to win money. That desire is being responded to by the universe just like any other desire. When you ask, it is always given, and it is in non-physical form. In order for it to come out of non-physical form into manifested, hard, knock-on-wood reality, there are a couple of things, a couple of factors, a couple of variables that play a role. And yes, where you are on the emotional scale is one of them. But there are other things involved. One other aspect is momentum. Momentum is the speed at which you're going on the emotional scale. And there is a third factor, and that factor is expectation. Expectation is the sum total of your beliefs. So when you're high on the emotional scale, you're operating from a place of positive beliefs. And when you're low on the emotional scale, you're operating from a place of negative beliefs. When you're high on the emotional scale, that doesn't necessarily mean that your negative beliefs have gone away. It just means that you're not operating from that space. I know that this is a complex discussion, and so what I'm going to do next is I am going to move to my laptop and I'm going to draw a diagram or maybe a couple of diagrams to make it easy and simple for everyone who is gathered here, who is interested in this knowledge, to understand the concepts of law of attraction that control these manifestations. Let's get going. So here's the thing, gambling is an action. Gambling is really not the goal. Nobody goes to gamble because of the act of gambling. What they're aiming for is something in the background. Either they are going there to try their so-called luck because they see it as an avenue for abundance. Some people go there because they're bored, and gambling adds excitement to their life. And of course, there are other reasons as well. For some people, it's an expectation of the role that they have in their social circle or the kind of work that they do. So gambling in itself is not a goal. There is an emotional goal behind it. These emotional goals are desires. A desire is an emotional goal. And we think that we are going to fulfill this emotional goal by taking some sort of action. What's missing in between is that if you take action when you are low on the emotional scale, you will not get the same results that you would get from taking action when you are high on the emotional scale. So I'm just going to demonstrate that by drawing the emotional scale first of all. So if I was to draw the emotional scale, here it is, and in the middle is worry, and up here is joy, and down here is depression. So when you take any action at all, whether it's gambling or calling a client or playing hockey or doing cooking food, it does not matter. Your results are governed by where you are along the emotional scale. If I was to cook from a place of joy, then whatever I cook is going to turn out to be absolutely amazing because joy is high on the emotional scale. Worry is kind of in between, but worry is a negative emotion. And so the vibration that you send out is a negative vibration. Depression is right at the other end of the emotional scale, and it is also a negative vibration. So if I was wanting abundance and I went to a casino, for example, to gamble, I am trying to make the abundance happen. I'm not allowing it to happen unless I am inspired to go there. So if I was at home and just sitting there and suddenly I have this idea drop into my head, oh, go to the casino. And I was here at a place of joy and I listened to that inner voice and I went to the casino, I would probably come back with winnings. Because why? Because I'm taking action. First of all, it's inspired action. And secondly, I'm taking that action from a place of joy. But if I was sitting at home in a place of worry about how am I going to pay the bills, and then I think to myself, well, why don't I take this last $20 that I have in my wallet and go to the casino? Maybe I will win. Well, now that's not inspired action. It was not a thought or an action that was inspired by the universe. That was you trying to figure out a way to make things happen. And when you try to do that from a place that's 5 or below on the emotional scale, so I always call worry a 5 and joy is a 10 on the emotional scale, and depression is a 0 on the emotional scale. So if I was to take action without inspiration, then the results of that action, no matter what that action is not going to be a positive result or a positive manifestation. So that's the first thing to understand is where are you on the emotional scale? The second concept, which is extremely important to understand, is the concept of momentum. And momentum is basically the speed at which things are moving. So momentum, you can have momentum from any place on the emotional scale. And I like to draw a line away from the emotional scale to represent momentum. So it would look like, if I was at worry and I draw a line, it would look like this. The more momentum I have, the further out I am from the emotional scale. So I like to put momentum on the y-axis. So this is the y-axis, and a 10 over here on the y-axis means really high momentum. Somewhere in between over here would be a 5, and that would be medium momentum. And over here, there is no momentum. So what does that mean? It means depth of desire. If I'm so if we line this up, it looks like maybe a 7. If I'm a 7, that means that's a lot of momentum, meaning I am really, really worried. But if I'm over here, I'm not really that worried. So sorry, over here. If I'm over here, there's not much worry because I'm right here. My momentum, even though I'm worried, but it's not a really deep emotion. So the next thing that impacts manifestation is our depth of emotion. So if you go to the casino with the intention to gamble, and you have a lot of attachment to the outcome, meaning you really, really need this to happen because everything depends on it. Well, needing something is a very low vibration. So need, if I was to look at the emotional scale, this area here is the area of need. I need these things to happen because everything depends on it. And I'll just take a different color to show you the difference. And if I was just wanting without needing, then wanting without needing happens over here at the top of the emotional scale. Wanting is not a bad thing. Wanting with attachment becomes a need, and needing is attachment to the outcome, which makes the manifestation harder to have. Now, hopefully that is clear. So what we basically want to have desires without needing those things to happen, because wanting does not take away from joy. Needing takes away from joy. Needing means I can't feel happy unless I have this thing that I'm asking for. So if you were to take that last $20 that you have in your wallet and go to the casino because you think you're going to win, but you need to win, then you are over here and the chances of your winning are low. But if you go to the casino and you goose yourself up and you do the emotional work to go up the emotional scale, and now you're at a place of hope and you're not worrying about bills to pay. See, people say, yes, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, Zara. I'm going to go and I hope I win. Well, if you still have worry at the back of your mind, and if you're thinking, this is my last $20, and if I don't win anything, that's going to be really, really bad. Well, then that's really not, that's really not being in a place of wanting. That's being in a place of needing. And neediness will not get you the results that you want. But if you put yourself in a place of hope, right up here is hope. If you are hopeful and you are not at all concerned about losing the $20, now that's hope, and hope will take you very far. Hope is a very positive emotion. So that's the second thing I want you to understand, the impact of momentum. And so now what happens is you can be a little bit hopeful or you can be very highly hopeful. Let's add another layer to this. So now you understand the role of emotions and you understand the role of momentum. The third thing that you need to understand is the role of beliefs. Our beliefs are powerful things that impact our ability to manifest. And the thing to understand is all of us, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're Esther Hicks or you're ZMAHOON or you are Joe Blow, it doesn't matter. Everybody has both negative beliefs and positive beliefs. Here's the interesting and really important thing to understand about beliefs. The lower you are on the emotional scale, the more your negative beliefs will be activated. So I'm just going to put negative beliefs. These are negative beliefs, or here. The lower you are on the emotional scale, the more negative beliefs you have. And the higher you are on the emotional scale, the less negative beliefs you have. Probably you have none if you're right up here at a place of love and joy. You probably have no negative beliefs. But what also happens is that your positive beliefs are activated and are more prominent and are controlling your manifestations. The more positive beliefs you have, then the chances of your actually winning are higher. But in order to activate your positive beliefs, you need to be high on the emotional scale. And if you don't do anything about it, then your negative beliefs will automatically be active at and you will be low on the emotional scale. So there are a lot more negative beliefs here, lower on the emotional scale. That does not mean that you don't have any positive beliefs. You do have positive beliefs, but your positive beliefs are dormant. They are sleeping. So I'm just going to denote sleeping by this little dash line. So you do have positive beliefs, but they're not activated because why? Because positive beliefs are activated by positive emotions and negative beliefs are activated by negative emotions. So as long as you're in this region of the emotional scale, only your negative beliefs are active. What are negative beliefs? When you go to the casino, when you're gambling, some of your negative beliefs are, I never win. It's really hard to win. The house controls the winnings. Nobody can ever win against the house. I only have $20 to play with. People who have more money to play with have more chances to win. And similar other beliefs. These are limiting beliefs. Why are they negative? They are negative because they are limiting. A limiting belief is a belief that puts a cap on something. So when you say the house always wins, you're putting a cap on it. You're putting a lid on it. If you say my chances of winning are low, you're putting a limitation on your ability. Anytime you put a limitation on your ability, that is a negative belief. People who are high on the emotional scale, they have negative beliefs, but their negative beliefs are dormant because they are operating based on their positive beliefs. And that is the difference. So it's not like they don't have negative beliefs, but at this place, your negative beliefs are the ones that are dormant. They're not activated. So even though at some point in time you had thought the thought that it was hard to win, but when you're high on the emotional scale, you don't think that thought anymore. You are gung ho, you are excited, your momentum of hope is somewhere out here. It's not even a 10, it's an 11 out of 10. And that's why your excitement perpetuates winning. So what I want you to understand in the end is that it's not just gambling. This system, this is law of attraction in a diagram. And law of attraction applies the same way whether it was gambling or anything else. Let's say that you were running a race. So I'm just going to, oh, I'm just going to go back to text. And so you see, this is action. So instead of gambling, what if your action was racing? Well, that too is an action. The point is, why are you racing? The real goal is not the action. The real goal is what that action is going to give you. It's the end result. That is the desire. So when we understand what our real desire is, only then can we do the work to consciously make the effort of going up the emotional scale, to put ourselves in the right emotion by thinking the right thoughts, by thinking positive thoughts. And when you do that, you can win at anything, not just gambling. You can win any race. You can win the stock market. You can get promoted over other people at work. You can win the person that you want in your life. Everything works the same way. So if you understand these three things, what are the three things that we need to understand? We need to understand the role of emotions. And then the next thing we need to understand is momentum. And the third thing we need to understand is beliefs. These three things control reality. All of these three things add up to what we call reality or manifesting. So our manifesting, our ability to manifest depends on these three elements. Our beliefs are basically another way to look at beliefs is, oh, let's leave it there. Another way to look at beliefs is that beliefs control our expectation. When you combine beliefs with emotional scale and momentum, then these three things, this ability to manifest, another word for this ability to manifest is expectation. A lot of times people say they expect something good to happen, but unless your beliefs are in the right place, you don't really have positive expectation. Positive expectation means having positive momentum, emotions, and beliefs. All right, so there's one more thing that I want to help everyone who is gathered here today to understand, and that thing is attachment to the outcome. So let's just go here and put attachment to the outcome, which we have discussed. Attachment to the outcome is the difference between wanting versus needing. But there's one other thing about this that I would like to bring to your attention. And I'm just going to show you what I mean in a minute. Let me go back to drawing. So attachment to the outcome. Let's pick another pretty color. What do you think is a nice pretty color? Let's pick yellow. We don't have any yellow on this chart yet. Okay, so what is attachment to the outcome? We know that neediness is attachment to the outcome. But here's something really interesting that I want to bring to your attention. If you want to win, you go to the casino, you want to win, you want abundance, but you don't have any attachment to the outcome, your chances of winning are higher. So the less attachment to the outcome that you have, even if you don't want the thing that much, right? So you want it, but not that much. The momentum of wanting is low. Attachment to the outcome is low. It increases your chances of winning. All right. So guys, I hope that you found this information valuable and that it helped you to deepen your understanding of how the law of attraction works. Ronen, thank you very much for your question, and everyone else who's gathered here today. Please subscribe and click on the notification bell so that I can invite you back to my channel. And more importantly, if you have a question about the law of attraction, do remember to comment below or send me an email through my website, ZMAHOON.com. Lastly, I would like to invite you to join me in doing the unlimited 40-day workout based on the unlimited workbook, which is available on Amazon. This 40-day workout is going to change your life for the better. It is going to give you all the basics that you need in order to practice the law of attraction with success. The workbook comes with a free video course. So all you need to do to access the video course is to send me an email with your purchase receipt for the workbook. The course is free along with your purchase of the unlimited 40-day law of attraction workout. All right, folks. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.